And so I'll just ask that question. Why purpose? Why did you end up talking about, studying about, and then writing about purpose in organizations?
Kevin, if 5 years ago you told me you're going to write a book about purpose, let's say you had a crystal ball and I met you and I said, Kevin, I want to know my future. And you said, I see purpose as a book in your future. And I would have told you you're crazy. I would have asked for my money back.
Well, if anyone ever asks me to be the fortune teller, they should just ask for the money back or just run to start with. But go ahead.
No, but it was so far from my mind because, honestly, and then to study organizational purpose was even further from my mind because purpose to me was like mission statements, it was wallpaper. Now, I had been doing my own introspection about my own purpose. I must confess to you. You hit your midlife and you're thinking about what am I doing? Why am I doing it? What else do I want to be doing? And how can I make a difference in the world? And I was running a program at HBS called the Advanced Management Program, which is our senior leader program in the school. And these are people who are in their mid 50s. They're senior leaders from all over the world. And I was deeply inspired by my students because most of them were using this time to interrogate their own purpose for their own lives, but they were also asking the question, what is the purpose of the organization where I'm employed? It wasn't just my life purpose, it was also my work purpose / career purpose. And by the way, I'm a senior leader, so what should the purpose of my entity that I'm leading be? And it was interesting because they would ask me to give them answers. You're a professor, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know. And then there was kind of at that time a building purpose movement. Purpose became kind of a proxy for stakeholder value. There was the hijacking of the word purpose going on between shareholder value versus stakeholder value. And there was kind of a purpose debate going on that purpose was going to be the magical solve for all problems businesses are facing today. And that got me interested, personally curious. My purpose, business purpose. And it was a fundamental question. And a turning point that really triggered me to write this book was a conversation I had with two of my friends, both of whom are in business. One of them is Frank Cooper, who is the CMO at BlackRock, and another one is Matt Breitfelder, who is now the head of HR at Apollo Investments. And they asked me this question. They're in finance, right? So in finance, I think, you know what? Even investors, we are asking this question. Our CEO, Larry Fink, is writing these letters to public company CEOs about purpose. What do you have to say about that, Ranjay? And I said, honestly, not much. I don't know much about it. And that led me to realize that maybe purpose is one of those hidden assets, unlocking, in your language, of kind of potential.
Yeah. So I love that answer because it hits on pretty much everywhere I want to take us in this conversation. And the first place I want to take us is to that cynical place, right? You said it. Well, it's mission, vision, values, purpose. Like, how is this different from those? For people who are saying it's all wallpaper, as you said, like, how is this, or how can this be different? And all of these things, of course, can be awesome, right? How would you respond to that?
So, Kevin, first of all, I think people are rightfully cynical about the word purpose. And the reason is a lot of people in business have done a huge disservice to everybody by making purpose as kind of the next big kind of a sugar coating, if you will, or purpose washing, if you will. And whenever they're in trouble, they parade a purpose. So if you look at what happened to Theranos was in trouble. Guess what they did? They paraded a new purpose. Oh, we have a purpose. And, look at Purdue Pharmaceuticals. They paraded a purpose too. Look at Facebook. They pulled out a purpose in 2016 when they were being hauled up in front of Congress. So when in doubt, pull out a purpose statement. And this, I think, does a huge disservice to everybody. And that honestly also got me confused. Because on the one hand, I'm hearing, economists or someone say idealists. Well, I don't want to equate those two, but they were saying, oh, you know what? Business needs to be transformed. Capitalism needs to be changed. And by the way, give companies a purpose, and hopefully that will be one of the parts of the solution. On the other hand, everyone saying this is a joke. In fact, one of them called it virtuous side hustles. Another one calls it social justice scams. Harsh language, but so I think, but we can either get bogged down in that, but I think that Purpose actually is different than a mission, vision, values. So let's think about what is that. So you think about it, there is at the bottom, there's strategy and tactics. It's what you do, right? Above that, you have your cultures and your values and your principles, what you might call it, how you do it. Above that is the why question. Now, you might say, and I would tell you, mission and purpose are synonymous. It's just they've morphed over time. It used to be called purpose once upon a time. It morphed into mission. We're going back to purpose again right now. But what is that? It's not a statement. So let's be very clear. Purpose, having a purpose, is not having a purpose statement. Everybody has a purpose statement. They don't even know what it is. But that's what wallpaper is, right? So it's not a purpose, is an ideal. It's something that you fundamentally believe is the reason you choose to exist. Now, what's in that ideal? There is a goal. First of all, here we are here to serve these customers with this value proposition, and this is how we're going to do it. Every business articulates a value proposition and a target customer, kind of a set of a goal. We do that for ourselves also. My ambition or my goal is to be X, Y, and Z. So we want to serve ABC market to do X, Y, and Z. And this is our unique place in the marketplace of how we're going to do it. So there's no question, there's a goal component to it. There's also a duty component to it, or a responsibility component to it, that is much more prevalent today than it used to be. It used to be there 100 years ago. Businesses and society were kind of intermingled. It was expected businesses played a role in society. Over time, we kind of shrunk that role into, no, you have nothing to do with society. That's the government's job. You just go make money. Thank you very much. We'll tax you and we'll take that, redistribute it ourselves. Businesses have a fundamental place in society. They employ people. They run factories in communities. They can pollute the environment. They can choose not to pollute the environment. They can engage with stakeholders. They can think about this. So, what is my place in the world? Becomes not just goals, make money or do whatever, but also my place in society. And it also forces you to think not just short term. The purpose question naturally forces a long term horizon on you. You can't say my purpose in life is, and by the way, it's only for the next 3 months. So that's the other piece of the puzzle. And then the last one I call, which
By the way, the next 3 months is called a focus. That's not called a purpose, right? The next 3 months, I'm going to focus on graduating or whatever,
yeah,
right?
exactly. And the last component of purpose, I think, is identity. Who are we? Why do we come to work? And so purpose is an ideal.